24th match of the World Cup is being played between Australia and Netherlands at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi. Australia won the toss and decided to bat first. Well, yes, this is what we predicted. In the first 40 overs, they put up a total of 268 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. Glenn Maxwell and Cameron Green are currently holding the fort. David Warner played a magnificent innings of scoring 104 runs, being caught by Van Beek of Aryan Dutt's delivery. This marks Warner's 6th World Cup century and his 22nd century in the ODIs. Earlier, Marnus Labuschagne scored a fine 62 runs. Bars the lead. We've got a whole lot of discussion happening, but right on to my colleague Tasneem, who's going to give us the scores, and then we are fortunate to have Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, who's not only the coach of Virat Kohli, but also the director of the stadium, who knows this pitch better than anybody else. Tasneem, what's the latest right now?
Good evening to all of you, and the score is currently 313 for the loss of 6 wickets. That is Cameron Green gone. Joining Glenn Maxwell at the crease right now is Pat Cummins, and they still have 5 overs to go.
313, 5 overs to go. This is, again, you've got to do your maths and look at what are the last 10 overs throwing up to us. Sir, Mr. Rajkumar Sharma. Sir, we've been very critical of various pitches, types and everything. But when you look back at this pitch at the Arun Jaitley Stadium, sir, I think a big round of applause should go to the pitch curator of this particular pitch. This has withstood, this has given the entertainment and also stood its ground firm without cracking. Your views, sir?
Definitely, Sunil. It's been a wonderful wicket, and as I said before the match in your show, that this is going to be a run feast for batsmen. You know, the ball will come onto the bat, and they would love to bat, and that is what all the spectators and fans want. They want to see a lot of boundaries, 4s and 6, and that is what is happening. It's a beautiful wicket. It's a wonderful wicket, and we must congratulate curator of Arun Jaitley Stadium's wicket, Mr. Ankit, who has done a tremendous work in preparing such a wonderful wicket.
I'm told that the entire support staff and the ground staff has been working tirelessly, which is something we don't see. They are the invisible army that makes this World Cup look great. So you want to talk a little, because you understand these guys better, and I think we should take a step back and give them an applause for creating this run feast and the fan excitement.
You're right. They have really worked hard, and under the leadership of Mr. Rohan Jaitley, who is the president of DDCA, and they have really, all the ground staff and the curator have really worked very hard to prepare such wonderful wicket, where every match, whichever is played in Delhi, is getting more than 300 runs.
Yes.
So, but that is the best thing. All the fans likes it. They want good run chase and high scoring matches. That is what is happening. So it's a wonderful wicket. It's a wonderful atmosphere at Arun Jaitley Stadium. People are enjoying it, and it's heartening to see such a lovely wicket here.
So apart from bringing high total on the scorecard for statisticians and the personal milestones, what it does after every 4 boundaries, 6s, it brings in that smile element and the kind of jubilation that it brings onto the stadium, and that is why the stadium looks like a celebratory run feast kind of a thing. So just take us through, because you're currently inside the stadium. What is the kind of capacity right now watching this match, and what is the kind of support? Which team has more support? Because remember, Netherlands doesn't have great fan following, but at the same time, I'm told half of the crowd is cheering for Netherlands. Is that true, sir?
Not only half, Sunil. I think 75% people are supporting Netherlands. Though they are placing good shots by Australians, but at heart they want Netherlands to win, because they are minnows and they have been playing good cricket throughout this tournament. They have made a big upset defeating South Africa. So here also the public feels that if it is happens that way, it will be very good for the game of the cricket, and everybody is supporting Netherlands for that matter.
Wow.
But Australia is playing very well. They are a tremendous side. They are a tough team to beat, and they are not at all complacent. They know that Netherlands is a good team, a very good upcoming team, and they have already done one upset. So they are very determined, very focused for this particular game. They are not taking anything easy against Netherlands, and the atmosphere here is electrifying. There are about, I must say, there are about 25,000 people watching this game and cheering for both the teams, and it's an electrifying atmosphere here at Arun Jaitley Stadium.
Absolutely. It's an electrifying atmosphere at the stadium. Tasneem, you've played for the underdogs all your life.
Definitely.
You know what it feels like to play as the challenger. Just take us through why Team Netherlands is being seen as like a team of fresh youngsters who are coming into it. Just take us through that.
Yeah, it's one thing to step up on the field and play against the likes of Australia, David Warner, Pat Cummins. I can possibly remember my first game probably in 2016, 2017 against India, facing Julian Goswami, and the likes of it. You starstruck for a moment, but once you do catch it and once you do remember that, this is cricket, this is still the game that I'm used to playing, just the difference is now you have to do those small things to perfection, the smaller things, but at the end of the day, it brings a sense and a feeling of we're good enough. The fact that we're here and we have the opportunity to play against big names in the game, it means we're actually good enough. So it does actually give you an air of confidence as well as the underdog team to tell yourselves, when we step on the field, we've earned this and we deserve it.
Absolutely. Sir, you're donning the administrator hat right now. Just take a step back and come back to your favorite role, which is coaching. If you were to be the coach of the Netherlands right now and you walk into their dressing room, what is the advice you would give them? Because they're looking at chasing an enormous total, which is beyond comprehension of a team which is just known for 20-over matches and they just sprung up.
They are against an uphill task, no doubt about it. But they have done it in the past. They have done it in the qualifiers.
Yes.
So, they are capable of doing an upset. But Australia is a tough team to beat. And, it won't be that easy for Netherlands. But they should play hard. They should play their best cricket, so that they come near to, Australian total. I think if they are to chase 350, one or two players of theirs have to have a big runs, maybe big hundreds. And if they get good start, Sunil, if they get about 70, 80 runs in first power play without losing a wicket or maybe one wicket, they stand some chance to, nearing Australian total or beating them.
Well, absolutely. When you look at the power play number one for Australia, they scored 66 runs with the loss of one wicket. So I think it's well in line. You understand the game better, and that's why you predict 80 or 90 runs with the loss of perhaps just one wicket. But sir, coming back, very little is known about this team. Even if the first four batters are out, the number 5, 6, 7 springs up a surprise, and every match that they've played has a new hero, a new contender who's out there to win the Man of the Match award. So what makes this team on the ground very special? Of course, they are the fan favorites, but what makes them, their technique, their running, what is the freshness that they bring on to the brand of cricket?
Sunil, they are an upcoming team. They have nothing to lose. So
Yes.
they're going all out and they're enjoying their cricket. They are a very fit team. Everybody knows they are a very, very fit team. And they understand it is a dream for them to play World Cup, and they have a point to prove that we are here to show the world that we are an upcoming team and we can upset any team. So that is why they are just playing out of their skin against all the odds and against all the strong teams.
Well, absolutely. Sir, as we let you go for our match right now, one quick fan question. Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, do you think that Arun Jaitley Stadium, if there was an award for the best pitch for this World Cup, do you think the Delhi pitch is the strong contender to be number one best pitch voted by the fans?
Definitely, it should be. I mean, I'm very, very impressed with the wicket and all the players. Those whether it is Indian or other teams, whichever has played here, have really appreciated this, wicket. It's a wonderful wicket for one-day cricket, and every team has enjoyed, whether they are bowlers or batsmen. Everybody has got something in it for them. So I think yes, it stands one of the best wickets in India now.
Well, on that note, we'll let you go and we'll continue our discussion. Thank you, Mr. Sharma, for joining us straight from the stadium and let us know how things are proceeding. We'll catch you soon after the break. Meanwhile, Tasneem, this match is turning out to be very crucial for Netherlands. Of course, they've got nothing to lose. They're just out there to destroy and just be the party poopers.
Yeah, definitely. That's been the motto of this game. We spoke about it, that they just need to hold a place within the top 8 to see things turn around for them in the Dutch Cricket Association as well. So I think they come out here with just that fighting spirit, just that fighting urge that the game is not over until the last ball of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a discussion with Roberta Avery. She's a Brazilian skipper of the women's cricket team. She will join us a little later. But in the meanwhile, we also would like to ask you another question and perhaps go onto our big screen and talk about how the batters have fared so far. Look at David Warner.
Definitely.
If you want to explain to our colleagues out there what David Warner, this talks about the entire breakup of the batting lineup of David Warner. Just take us through how he talks about the brilliance and scores the runs.
Yeah, so I think Warner's batted superbly for me. It's the second 100 that he's bringing up for himself this World Cup. So you can see his comfort levels to the leg spinner as well as right down to the right arm seamer. So he's comfortable with anybody that's getting the ball to turn into him, as well as the right-handers that are swinging the ball back into him. You can see how comfortable Warner is with a strike rate of 109.64 to the right-arm seamer, as well as to the leg spinner, 140 to 91. That tells you that anything swinging back into him, anything turning back into him, he's perfectly happy to take it on as well. That's something he's done well today. Glenn Maxwell again to the left-arm orthodox. You can see he's at 121. Maxwell's currently doing the most right now. In his last 12 balls, he's scored 32 runs just coming off his last 12 balls. He's actually brought up his half century as well, and he's still going.
Where is Glenn Maxwell? When you look at the wagon wheel, where is Glenn Maxwell scoring the most in this particular World Cup?
Yeah, he's got a lot coming out in front of him, in front of square. Today he's hit a total number of 4 sixes as well already so far. That should just tell you that anything coming back towards him as well, he's more than comfortable to just keep going at it. And anything that's coming onto the pads, anything around his leg area, he's comfortably clearing it away. Back to this chart for you again. You want to take a look at Marius Labuschagne. Again to the left arm unorthodox. That means the ball can do anything. It's turning in, it's turning away, but he's comfortable. The slower the pace is off the ball to Marius. We've seen today, he scored a brilliant innings up front, obviously supporting David Warner. He is so comfortable to anything that's slow, and he's got time to manipulate the field as well. Coming down to Steve Smith, finally coming to the party on his 150th game this World Cup, He's finally come to the party. I'd say he was more comfortable facing the leg spinner. Again, all this is just because as long as the ball's turning away, first perception to a batsman in mind is the fact that if it's straight, it's missing stumps because it's turning in towards me as a left-hander, And automatically you have the freedom to be able to do anything. You can walk down the track to it, you can reverse, you can do anything to it at this stage.
Well, we are joined by Roberta Avery, the captain of the Brazilian women's national team. Thank you for joining, Roberta. Is it too difficult for Australia now to qualify for the next round semi-finals? What's not worked for them, considering things have worked for them right now, but just if you were to look at it prior?
Australia really strong sing and swing bowling attack has not really been compatible with this World Cup so far. The new ball has not been as damaging as it usually is, and that on top of the batting performances that haven't been really stable from David Warner and Mitchell Marsh in the first 2 games, when Australia couldn't even put 200 runs in the board, was really, really harmful for the whole team and the whole campaign of the World Cup. On top of that, with a weak batting performance in a World Cup that is really, really about the top order batters, And the lack of stability in fielding, when Australia was dropping catches and dropping games in a way that we never saw before, has caused a big dent on the Australian campaign this World Cup.
Well, absolutely. We saw the
That could be a little.
we saw the fielding part which got them a little difficult. But at the same time, I would like to ask you, which Netherlands player should the Aussies be worried about? I mean, the most concerned about at this time?
We all saw what the Netherlands can bring on the win versus a strong South Africa. Their very tight bowling and their middle order strength on the batting has been quite good and show that they can play and they can compete against anything of this World Cup. Baz de Leede and Scott Edwards are the soul and the stability of this team. And although Baz de Leede still has not performed strongly with the bat, he can do some damage and he can put a lot of runs in the board. I don't want to forget about the veteran Van der Merwe and how much he can bring his magic on his spin bowling, which has been very successful in this World Cup so far. Not last, but don't ever forget the strength that a team with grit and something to prove can bring. Watch for the Netherlands.
Absolutely. Watch for the Netherlands. Well, Netherlands, we have Netherlands coming in and batting right now. What's the latest right now? And we request our PCR to take us to the next slide, which talks about two of the better batters that could prove out to be a threat and what is their scoring pattern like. But what's the latest right now, Tasneem?
Currently, Australia are sitting on 375 for the loss of 6 wickets. Glenn Maxwell just having a party out here today. He's doing everything, I promise you. In about the past 20 balls or so odd, he's scored almost another 50. He just keeps going. He's currently sitting on 89 off just 38 balls. He's scored 8 fours and 6 sixes.
We have to look at the matchups between the Netherlands as well. We've seen the David Warner, we've seen that. And let's talk about the Netherlands team. You've got Logan van Beek, 3 innings. He's faced 24 overs, scored 147 runs. And at the same time, he's been proving out to be little better. So you've got Van Beek, you've got Aryan Dutt, and you've got Baz de Leede. But at the same time, they've been impactful as well. What is your favorite, Tasneem, the favorite batter? And how do they convert their singles into twos?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, a key player is obviously in the middle overs for the Netherlands is definitely Logan van Beek. As well as you can't put away the likes of Aryan Dutt towards the end as well. He's got that power hitting urge, and anything that's not on the stumps and anything not causing him any problems, he's more than willing to go at it, and that's something that's definitely going to be key for the Netherlands. I believe if Scott Edwards, the captain at the top, can build an innings just as Warner did and give his guys in the middle order a chance to bat around him, it's going to be a big deal. Logan van Beek currently on 147 runs so far this tournament. Aryan Dutt on 173, but there's the man for me as well, Baz de Leede, 191 runs right now. So that's a power 3 for me, We've seen a lot of teams losing it right now because once they lose their top maybe 2 or 3 batters at the top, they don't really have anyone that's able to come back and reconstruct an innings in the middle order, in the power play, in the thing. Today Australia's come out and they've scored over 200 runs in the power play too. So for me, that already tells me that it's okay to start slow. It's okay to grind it out in the first 10, as long as you have the ability to accelerate in the middle period as well as the end.
Tasneem, do you think that Netherlands at this point of time has the ability, self-belief and the technique to take it down to 370 or 380 runs?
Definitely.
Just keep a hand on your heart and be very technically correct, because you've been rooting for them, for the underdogs throughout this campaign. But let truth be told and let's hear the truth.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day out there for him. Like obviously Roberta said, Australia seamers haven't really come to the party, but take nothing away from them. They are that good. They are able to be destructive as well up front if they do manage to use the new ball. But something for me today is this track is favorably for the batsman. Once you see off the shine on the new ball, once you get rid of the swing, as we've seen Australia do up front, once you get rid of the swing, there's much more to offer out there for batsmen. So if they come in and they give themselves a fair chance, we've seen Scott Edwards steal the game away from South Africa. So I believe if they come out there and they give themselves a good chance, they may be able to possibly turn this into a very competitive game.
Well, for the fans, we have an update right now. Glenn Maxwell is batting at 95 of just 39 deliveries with 8 fours, 7 sixes, strike rate of 243, and is 5 runs away from becoming the fastest World Cup 100 scorer in ODI World Cup.
He has actually just crossed that mark for you. I'm going to let you know as well. Glenn Maxwell currently a 40-ball century. And he's still going, you know. He's currently on 102 or 41 balls. And he's still got one more over to go. I'd like to see what he can end up doing in this one over.
Well, we definitely would want to watch the match rather than talk about it at this moment, because this is getting very exciting right now.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.